watching this, you're probably going to be interested in how to get a 36x. What are we talking about? Investment in your first month. We're going to see how that happened. What's up, FlowChat fam? This is Chris, CEO and co-founder of FlowChat, and we are finding real entrepreneurs getting real results on the front line, bringing the how-to to you in these type of conversations and interviews. And this one's really, really important. Anyone wants a 5x, 10x, 20x return on your investment quickly, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, this is going to be the conversation for you. But it's not 5, 10, 20, it's 36 times. And so you need to meet the man behind the craziness, and his name is Adam. What's up, Adam? How's it going?
What's going on? Good to be here.
Good to see you, man. He's coming at us from the beautiful part of California, OC Orange County. How long you been out there, man?
I've been out here since I got married, since 2016.
2016. All right. Where'd you move from? I didn't ask you. I haven't got to connect with you as much yet.
Yeah, so I'm originally from the Inland Empire. So if you know Southern California,
okay.
I was kind of born and raised there, got married, and we actually opened up a map and we said, okay, where is the most central place in Southern California? So we can get to LA, San Diego, Orange County, like the Valley, like we can get to any place. And so we found a city called Fullerton. And so that's where we originally moved to. And then we had our we have a daughter, her name's Milana. And so we're like, you know what, let's move to Yorba Linda, which is a town over. It's a little bit more family oriented, where Fullerton is more of a college town, so it was fun when we were younger, but now that we have a family, we moved more into like suburb here. So
I appreciate you sharing some of that. So any parent entrepreneurs out there, you're going to want to listen to how Adam, we'll get right into it, is kicking butt in marriage, in family, and clearly in business. So Adam, we'll cover more of your backstory in just a second, but how did you 30 times, man, in the first month? Like what happened there? Tell us about it.
Yeah, so this is an actual real story, and this is not like a lot of times you can hear like 36x and it's hard to kind of understand how that's possible, but I want to be able to break that down for you so that anyone on who's listening can really have clarity on how we've done it. And also, if you're a coach or course creator, I would definitely listen to this entire episode, because that's the space that I'm in, and I think that my story can not only be an inspiration for you, hopefully, but hopefully it give you the strategy to be able to implement to grow to the next level too. So, as long as Chris doesn't kick me off the show from over teaching.
We'll see. I got my hand on the button, so let's see give us your best stuff.
All right, cool. So how did this happen? Well, one of the ways that I met Sean, who's one of the co-founders of FlowChat, I was at an event. It was a YouTube conference, and when I met him and I saw the software for demo, I was like, oh my gosh, this software I've been looking for. And the reason why is because I had been using virtual assistants to prospect our target audience for a long time. And what we would do is we would use like spreadsheets to track things, but there was really a lack of accountability and transparency as to what my virtual assistants were doing on a day-to-day. So what would happen is that if a virtual assistant had sent a message, there was really no way to follow up or move them through a deal stage. And so many people would fall through the cracks. And I knew how expensive that was, because I know that most people are going to be responsive on that, second, third, fourth, fifth touch point, right? And so I didn't have the touch points laid up in my system. So what ended up happening is I set up a call with Sean, and we kind of had a kickoff call. And from there, he got me set up with, I think it was Ashley, who gave me my onboarding call, which many of you maybe have had the chance to meet. And she kind of helped me and my VA get set up in our deal stages. So one of our number one outcomes, really our only outcome, is we wanted to lead our traffic to our virtual event, right? So a lot of people are using FlowChat to set appointments. So why do we do virtual events instead? Well, I know that as a CEO of my coaching company, right? Like I want to have leverage with my time. I want to be able to maximize my time. So if we could just focus all of our FlowChat messages into one event every month, right? Then what that would allow me to do is it would allow me to, really create the environment, to create an experience for these prospects, because they are colder, right? And so when they get to my sales team after the event, that person doesn't have to be a sales rep. They get to be more of an enrollment specialist. What's the difference between a sales rep and enrollment specialist? A sales rep has to communicate the value. They have to jump on the call, teach them about your products and why they're valuable, and then sell them. Enrollment specialists are just basically the prospect already knows what the offer is. They already know what the price is. They're just helping handle objections to get them started. And they know all that because I go over the offer in my live events. So now I'm able to take a completely cold contact from FlowChat. And here's the thing is that I used to do a lot of discovery calls and book a lot of meetings. And I know many of you listening to that are using FlowChat for that reason. And that's perfectly cool. If you're taking those calls personally, you can do it for so long until you need to get a sales team. And then it's great for, setting up sales calls. But I knew that I was like, okay, I don't want my salespeople to have to work so hard. So like to where they have to take this cold prospect and then convince them to buy, our packages. That's a lot of work of educating to sell in a short time. I was like, so why don't I take these cold prospects from FlowChat, put them into an environment where they can actually learn and get an experience. So there's a real, connection to the work that we do. They can really get value and learn. And then from those, we can be able to lead them into enrollment calls after they're clear on the offer, our model, our tools, and our support. So at that point, they're just saying yes or no, right? So what we did is we set a goal with our VAs. At first, I just had one VA, and I pay this VA $300 a month. Okay, that's how much I pay. I go to onlinejobs.ph. That's where I found my VA. I also know FlowChat provides VAs if you need one. They have that program too that you can get started with. So I end up getting my VA, and what we did is this: we set up my target audience. I said, okay, who is going to be the ideal person? And for me, my audience is heart-centered entrepreneurs that are selling content online, like coaching programs, membership sites, that type of thing. So they add them into the first deal stage of FlowChat, and then from there, the first message goes out. And our sequencing. Before I go any further, Chris, do you want to hop in and say anything, or you want me to keep going?
Dude, I love it. You're on a heater. I think for clarity for everyone listening, watching this, you're talking about nurturing, warming up, making the sale a little bit easier so someone can be an enrollment specialist rather than like a salesperson convincing, trying to push over the edge. This is taking place in direct messages. So DMs on Facebook, Instagram, whatever social platform you're on. This allows to build. I oftentimes liken direct messages and DMs is to the hallway. For example, for fun, where Sean and Adam met was at an event it was actually in Vegas, Growth Video Live. When you said it, I was like, oh, that's you guys connected. And it probably wasn't while you were sitting in a seat watching somebody present from stage. It was in the hallway. It was at the booth. It was in transition into the next thing. It was the hallway. That's where all the connection and the rapport building takes place. Direct messages are the hallway of online social media. And so, therefore, they're really
Right.
powerful. You can do exactly what Adam's not only saying, but executing really well and warming up that prospect to a sale. So those are a couple things that are going through my mind as you're talking, Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I saw is I said, okay, let's get our VA on Instagram, let's get our VA on Facebook, and let's get our VA on LinkedIn. And so we do 25 messages a day on each of those platforms. That's 75 messages a day, which is nearly 1,000 a month, right? So we knew that if we were to just send out messages, most of these would go into their other inbox, or they'll go into another like kind of folder for people who aren't, connected to you, and
The
that kind of thing.
dreaded
So
message request folder. Yes.
right, exactly. The message request folder. So we really make it an effort to, show love on their profiles the way FlowChat teaches, to nurture that profile, letting them know that we did shoot them a DM, and that boosted our conversion rates as far as people opening up our messages pretty significantly. So from there, what happens is that we send an icebreaker message, right? And that icebreaker message opens up the conversation. Now, what we found is that in our old system before FlowChat, the problem was that I had no way of tracking all of these people that would ask a question that that my VA couldn't answer.
Mm.
So he would have to like Slack me, hey, you have a message to get back to, and there was Slacks coming in all day. It was super unorganized. Now, they're in the deal flow. We put off script, right? So if there's a response to a question that the VA cannot answer because it's outside of the scripts, then he moves that contact into the off script section. So when I start my day as a CEO, all I want to know is who do I need to talk to in my DMs? I don't want to be involved in like the day to day, like sending out messages. I just need to know who went off script so that I can get back to that person. So what I decided to do in all my off script messages is rather than like type back and forth, I use an opportunity to build connection through voice. And so
Mm,
now I'll click into that profile, go on my mobile device, and I'm in voice chat building the relationship with that person. And then I'll move them into the next level of the deal stage so that my VA can continue to take over and get them to our event, right? So for anybody on, if you're not using voice chat to build relationships and you're just relying on scripts, the amount of conversions we see through voice chat in the DM is insane. Like it's even worth my time, even though I'm running a pretty significant size coaching company. It's still worth my time because I know the numbers of how many people it takes to be able to get a conversion at our events, right? For every 10 people we get to the event, we're going to see 30% conversions, right?
mm,
That's our numbers. So that was really the only goal to start with FlowChat. My first month is, could we get 10 people to our live event, right? And
mm.
so with one VA, that was the exact number that we hit, and we got 3 conversions, right?
Yeah, let's go.
So if you, yes, so if you do the math on that, right, then you have the cost of flow chat plus my VA, you times it times 36. We ended up making around $30,000 from our event, right? From using one VA and flow chat. Now, our total event does around 6 figures every time we do it because we have other streams of traffic as
Of
well.
course. Yep.
So just from FlowChat, I get to credit FlowChat 30% of that revenue from the impact FlowChat has made in our business. So all those people that I look at the registrations, why I credit FlowChat and not just the VA strategy we had before, is because it's the organization of the pipeline that allows me to move deal flow so nobody is falling through the cracks, and then I'm able to step in and maximize my time and not have to sort through all these messages to see who I need to get back to because they're in my off script column in my pipeline. So every day I start my day, I click on the off script, get back to the people I need to get back to, and I'm on with my day. So less than 15 minutes of my time is spent managing, where before I was like sorting through all this unorganized spreadsheets. It was driving me nuts. So not only am I saving more time, but I'm reaching out to more people and it's all organized and I could see the entire deal flow end to end. So I thought to myself, okay, if I have one VA doing this, what if I had another VA doing this?
I was waiting for it.
So it's 36x now. But I think you tell this story 90 days from now, I think we're talking 100x return because I'm now building a team right now that's sending out messages too, right?
Mhm.
So that my goal is to get to sending out, 25 messages a day times 10. Uh, but then you have the 3 platforms. So it'll be like close to almost, you know, 8 to 9,000 messages a month is my goal.
Mhm.
So in order to do that, you have to have a system that can handle that. And FlowChat can handle that kind of volume from an organizational standpoint. Um, and so when I'm running traffic on ads, when we're having an ads meeting with the client and we're talking about, okay, you're going to get a 5x ROA. So if you don't know what ROA is and you're listening to this, ROA is return on ad spend. Okay. So like a 3 to 5x ROA in ads is phenomenal. Like if you get 3 to 5x return on any type of marketing or advertising, you're like on top of the world. You're like, I'm going to scale to the moon. This is going to be like incredible, right? In flow chat, we're talking like I don't honestly know how you could do less than 10x ROI. You have to really like not be good at this. Or I shouldn't say that. You might be in your learning phase. You're just getting started, but you got to be thinking 10x or more on your investment,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Mhm.
but really, I think when you get in the driver's seat and you fasten your seatbelt and you really use this tool the way it's meant to be utilized, and you have a good VA who can really work hard and be focused, I think you can take this thing to 50, 100x returns if you have the right offer. in place, you know?
Yeah.
So, those are, that's kind of how this goes. And so the whole process is really, it's simple. It's simple because it's all laid out in the deal flow, and we're just leading to events every month. So the focus is like VA, and then the deal stages are to our events.
I think so. A couple things you're hitting on that I think are important to highlight a little bit. Number one is, start small, find something that's working. Working being defined as what is the return? I'm spending X amount of time. I'm making X amount of connections that are leading to X amount of deals, and i.e. revenue. So it's very clear on what you're looking to accomplish. And you're like, wow, pound for pound, this is crazy. Like, I need to scale this. ROAS, right? It's like, isn't 3, it's not 5. You should be aiming for at least 10 or more, which is why Sean and I and the whole team have gone down this DM rabbit hole. We're like, this is crazy. Like, we can't ignore this. And we're taking time to create hopefully helpful and useful content for others looking at this. I'm going to share screen real quick, and you can see here this, oh, nice, it shared that one. That's cool. There's Adam being spotlighted on our email. So you can see a little bit more of his story, some of the numbers here. Check that out. But also, this is the layout that he's referring to, right? If you haven't seen this is just a really common, Kanban type layout where you can see you can have multiple profiles set up here, engagement stages, sending initial messages. And what's fun is you can click this icon and go right to that one-on-one conversation. I'm going to highlight Adam's profile here on Instagram. If you haven't followed him, definitely go follow him. The guy's kicking butt, really serving and helping a lot of people in a really powerful way. And you can check out what they're about and what's going on. You can, and when you're going into messages, I'll send you a message here on the spot. This is now where the conversation is living, right? So when we're in that pipeline view and you're dealing with like all these different DMs, you're like, who do I follow up with? What's going on? You got to sit here and scroll. Like, I'm scrolling back. I'm only 2 days back. What about 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago, right, Adam? Like, there's so much value that gets lost here, but as soon as you can just click a button and talk to somebody from wherever they are lost in the abyss of the inbox, money's in the follow-up. Hopefully everyone listening, watching this, we don't have to sell, convince you that, there's way more money when you're following up. And like you said, there's that off-script area where if they're saying something that doesn't quite fit the normal conversation of rapport building, they go here, and you're dropping that voice note, building rapport, putting them back into the sales process. It's like you're saying, it's really, really powerful. It's impacted us, hundreds of businesses, and it's really cool to see someone like yourself, Adam, jump on board and like poof, like first month, you're like, this works great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And a lot of the tools too, to be able to import contacts has helped us as well. Save a lot of time. But I would say, like, you know, if you're just like looking at this, the way I would think about it is get a VA, get clear on your target, get a really good script, get a really good pipeline set up, and you build it one time, and then it's a system, and you don't get to the highest level of your income goals that you set for yourself. You get to the highest level of your income goals that you set yourself based off of your systems.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do
Mm-hmm.
it without a system, if you do it without a system, then you'll have a high month, and then the next month will be a low month,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then, but if you have solid systems in place, that also is what will create that reliability. So you're not dealing with these highs and lows. And so FlowChat from a system perspective, it not only will free up your time, organize your follow up, your lead flow, but it's a great tool to have. So from the success, here's what ended up happening. I had we ended up having this incredible just person come into our community, and she was so grateful. She said, "Thank you so much for DMing me," because she said, "This has changed my life. Like, your program has been such a game changer for me. I'm like on a roller coaster and I can't come down." And so, like, the reason I share that is because there is people in your DMs who don't always agree with DM marketing. I have people who,
Yep.
when I'm reaching out, that are like, "Why are you messaging me? Why are you doing this? This isn't good for your brand." You're gonna get people who sometimes don't like, or they'll try and teach you how your script should be and things like that. There's a lot of funny things that happen in DMs, but I'm just focused on the one. Like I'm willing to go through even people who have some critical feedback or whatever it might be for the one, because of that person in my community, she's referring other people now to be a part of our program. And it's like we have to be able to play the contact sport in business, right? A lot of times we're
Mm,
relying on attraction marketing for like, let people come to me, let me create content. Hey, do that too, but let's also play the contact sport and let's reach out to people and do our part, because that's something we can actually control. I can't always control if somebody's going to respond to my story or my post or my email, right, or respond to an ad, but I can know if I send out 10 messages a day or 25 messages a day, I can know what kind of results that's going to produce. It's pretty predictable, right? And so for those of you who are looking for more stability, you're looking to get off of the highs and lows of launches, and you want a repeatable system that isn't going to take a lot of your time, I think you would be crazy to not use a tool like this. And from this, then what was neat is because of the affiliate program of FlowChat, a lot of my friends are like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, you got to check out this tool. So the next thing I know, I start getting paid to use FlowChat because now people are wanting to know how I'm doing it. And so I have affiliates now who have you gone through my our customers now that are now customers of FlowChat who've gone through my affiliate link. And so one of the cool things about success is that as you do it, other people want to be able to do what
yeah.
you're doing, right? Because everyone's looking for the answer. So this is a wave, kind of like the people who got at the beginning of a company like ClickFunnels, right? You think about the momentum that they've had over the years. Everyone who was an affiliate for ClickFunnels created a whole nother side revenue aside from the funnel they were building because it was just timing, right? And so the timing that's here on to be an affiliate for it and also to be a customer for it, it's a unique window. So
For everyone listening, watching this, Adam, I appreciate you going through your experience and also along the way sharing some of your internal processes and how you're approaching acquisition, that part of business. Everyone leaning in to Adam's world here, where's the best place to find you?
yeah, I would say my Instagram, which is in my handle here, Adam IMOB Flores. And if you let me know you saw this, like if you let me know you saw this, and you're a coach or you're a course creator, you can actually hop into our world and hop into our events, see how we're doing things, and I think it'd be a great experience because we're also changing the game in the coaching space on how we're enrolling clients. I think is very different than a lot of coaches are doing it. We went away from the webinar model. We went away from a lot of these other things that people were doing for so long that we just found weren't optimized anymore because people were so used to so many webinars and things. So we've kind of, I want to say, like revolutionized in a way the way events are being done. And so if you want to experience that, you can DM me on Instagram and I can give you an invite to that.
Take him up on this. We bring out people on the spotlight because they're real people getting real results, showing up and serving in a real way. And so, Adam, appreciate you being that person. I always like to end with a really powerful question. At least I think it's really powerful, and I'm going to give you a little bit of time to think here. It's why. It's a why question, like why you do what you do. Here's where I'm coming from. Any artist, musician, actor, entrepreneur, um, content course creator, you're somebody that's creating some form of art, right? You're putting yourself out there, you're putting your heart and soul into creating something that wasn't there before. It's a really vulnerable place to be and a really vulnerable place to go, right? It's like your baby. Someone shoots it down, you're like, you just feel it different. It's fascinating to me the people that continue to put themselves out there in effort to serve other people, especially when they don't have to. Why? What drives them? What drives them? So for you, as someone that is doing that and doing it well, why do you put yourself out there and what drives you?
Yeah. So there's four levels of drive to all of us, right? And some of us get to them all, and some of us get to a few of them. And for me, I'm driven by all four of these. Okay. So the first one is money and things. We all like to have nice stuff. We all like to be able to have nice kitchen countertops and, nice flooring and good housing and good neighborhoods and nice things, right? We all have some version of that. That could also include travel and experiences and being able to take trips and treat people that you care about, right? Eat healthy foods. That all costs money, right? So it's like money and things. The second driver is significance. It's wanting to do something great with your life, right? To be able to prove to yourself that you can be great, to be able to lead other people, to be able to be a person people can count on, to be able to be a person that's significant, makes your life count. The third level is purpose, and this is where you're driven more by impact, right? And this is more of my motivation today is I want to be able to impact people in a significant way, right? I want to be able to change their life, transform the trajectory of their. I love how people increase financially, change their financial circumstances. That's like gets me excited every day to see people break through poverty mindsets and get to the next level. And then the fourth level is calling, right? And calling is the highest level of drive, and this is what drives me the most, even when I don't feel like it. Is when God gives you a vision to do something, right? You don't always feel like doing it, but out of obedience to that calling and that assignment that you've been entrusted with, you do it regardless of how you feel. And so I feel called to the type of work that I do, and it's my assignment to do what I do here on earth. And that assignment is to be able to help people break the poverty mindset, be able to step into their lane and calling, and being able to experience increase with their gifts and stepping into their purpose. So that's what gets me excited, but I'm also excited about all the other things too. I don't mind more income, I don't mind more significance, I don't mind more impact, but calling is the root of what gets me up in the morning.
Adam, I appreciate you coming out today.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me. And I bet you we do this story another 5, 6 months from now, we might be talking about another, maybe we'll be 100x or something crazy.
I
So
love it. I can already see the headline. And I also thank you guys for taking your time, giving us your attention. Hopefully, it was well earned today. I think Adam did a fantastic job. He talked about the four drivers. Those are really important. What drives you? What level? Maybe there's a couple levels there that you weren't as focused on that can bring you some extra, energy to your sales process. And also, he laid out exactly what he's doing in his sales process, how he's breaking that down, and you can use that, put that in your business and create more impact and go further, farther, and faster. So we create this content for other entrepreneurs, and what I like to call Entrepreneur Island. Being an entrepreneur is really lonely, but it does not have to be. And so this is a place where you can come together with other like-minded, crazy individuals that see the world for what it can be and not just what it is. And you can expect more of that content to you the next time. So join us next time, and appreciate you all. Take care.